Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long was 1975. A YouTuber on the rise, reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long Boys Bros 1975.
This is Streets of Rage 2 on the SEGA Master System, released by, well, Sega. It says it was released in 93. I want to say 94, but by all means don't correct me on that. So obviously, Streets of Rage, massive bare knuckle, if you will, which is how I know success on the Mega Drive and or Sega Genesis, depending upon where you are from. And so they released the original Streets of Rage, which I played very recently. It was an absolutely fantastic port on the Sega Master System. So, more of the same. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's been ages and ages since I played this, and I will go on record with saying, I said in the previous video, that the first game forever will be my favourite Streets of Rage and or bare knuckle game, just because that's the one that I was hyped for it coming along, and the one that, you know, I played first, and it just left a massive mark on me, particularly since you know, the disappointment of Final Fight on the Super Famicom, which I had. Anyway, bad guy's back again. Different character this time. Can't remember what his name is. I want to say Skids, but isn't that a Transformer? Oh, it says 1993, but does that refer to the Mega Drive version? Don't know, but like I said, this is quite a hard game to get your hands on. Let's have a look in options. Easy, because why not? Also, why not? Cannot for those, will experience them live and in the moment. But this got absolutely raving reviews, and it's generally considered to be the best beat 'em up on the Sega Master System. But that's a small bracket indeed. You got this, Streets of Rage, Double Dragon, which is a banger, just a little bit flickery, and I'm trying to think of any other side scrollers, but they're all obsolete because of, well, this is single player as well, but the point is, you want that's why Double Dragon, I guess, still technically is up there, because you wanted that sweet simultaneous 2-player action. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Game starts. So Mr. Big, or whatever his name is back, but so is Axel. Hey look, they've updated the sprites, so they're still equal, but they are definitely representations of it's Skate, not Skids. Skids is definitely a Transformer. Their second outing Mega Drive look, aesthetic, if you will. That got away with me, from me. We're playing with Axel again because he's called Axel. Plus Blaze does judo. No offense to the kids, but no one gives a shit about judo. Right, all your guff. Top left, time in the middle. Bad guy's health to the right in top. First things out the bat, they've upped the speed. Is that an emulation thing? I think this is a European ROM. But yeah, they definitely got some of that sweet quicker response going in. Come on in. Graphically, nice sprites, more the same. Limits to 3 people on the screen at once. Probably why they didn't make it 2-player. This is way quicker and more responsive. Oh, he's got a fly kick in this one. He probably got looser jeans. He probably bought some of those Chuck Norris Kung Fu jeans. Remember them? They used to buy them in the back of the black and whites in Martial Arts Illustrated and stuff like that. They had elastic in the groin area, so you wouldn't rupture yourself every time you did a kick. Axel's clearly bought a pair of those. Maybe Blaze got my pair for Christmas. I'm not sure why they introduced Skate. Was it to like appeal to a kid demographic, which is kind of stupid because that's what a fighting game does anyway, but who knows? It's not as bad as that weird bloke they put in Streets of Rage 3, which I have bare knuckle 3, because it's censored in the UK. you could probably argue, understandably so. If you know, you know. They changed the colour palette as well, didn't they? And some of the music? The music's great in this one. Have I got... I don't know how you do... Oh, you got... Do you not have a PAL clean screener? I always say that. Clean screen clearer. Because you got your... Yeah, forward and both buttons, and you do your magic, which doesn't seem to detract from my health. I'm pretty sure it did in the Mega Drive version, but it's been ages since I played that. Maybe I'll revisit that if anyone's interested. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll get a white stick. But yeah, no flickering so far. Much faster action. It's definitely a step up. Oh, you bastard. I can't hit that. Motherfucker. You almost said the C word then. Yeah, flying kicks are in order. Nothing else seems to work. Don't worry about weapons. Just get in there and hit him in the chops. With your Chuck Norris Kung Fu jeans. Karate jeans. I want to use my magic, but I think they've overdone this guy. Definitely, not just because I'm pants, but he's a little bit too Johnny on the spot with the ammo. And that was useless. Apologies about background noise. I do live in the busy road in the West Country, and as always, there was a noisy motorbike bastard. Right. Oh, look at that! Obviously no snazzy line effects, which you would expect. But, it looks nice. Foreground jiggery pokery going on. This is a huge step up over the original. If only because they've upped the speed. Or maybe that someone can answer that. Maybe that's an emulation thing, but if that's the case, then I'm glad I'm emulating it, because I wouldn't want it to play as slow as the original, because you can't go back. Trust me. So, going back to what I said earlier on, Double Dragon, slight flickering, you know, aside, simultaneous 2-player. So, it's still up there with a shout of being one of the best beat-em-ups on the Master System, because everyone likes that sweet 2-player action, don't they? Bastard. I'm not very good at this, am I? I'm quite surprised how good that looks. I still find the timing of the flying kick not as bad as the first one, but a little awkward. But that might be me, and that might be because I'm playing on Super Console X, which has the worst pads in the history of worst pads ever known to mankind. But yeah, when I want to sound like a broken record, look at it, Mars, look at it! can see my failed. It's a timing thing. I'm failing at it. It's not the controls. Right, how many hits then to take him down? Right, 2, 3. And the music for the Master System, it's on point. Hey! So the point is, don't wait for her to attack, just get in there. That music's got a little bit of a Looney Tunes thing going on. Oh, we got continues. Let's go with Blaze then, shall we? It's a cat fight. It's a shoe cake, it's a cakey shoe. Points to the court. Yeah, can't be impressed. The first one was fantastic, an incredibly impressive port. And this is better. And your food doesn't disappear. There's a little bit of glitching going on. Can I nurse it forwards? That animation is great. It does take your energy down. She's obviously told up. Think about what she's wearing. I don't find that the weapons are actually beneficial in this game. They are on the Mega Drive, but not in this version. Barbon. Cheeky. It's like his character has a secondary flying kick. I just don't know how to use it. So initially you fish Barwin. Yes, that was cool. So that's stage 1. I can't remember how many stages there are. I know on the Mega Drive it's bigger, longer, and better. Awkward. I'm assuming there's such on here. But yeah, no flickering. I haven't really, well, a little bit on the bosses. You stole that from Renegade. I don't know why you spend my time getting. No! Yeah, there's a bit of flickering, but it's no Double Dragon 2. Double Dragon 2, Double Dragon 1. It is a fine barning, this, but sure is no pool. Well impressed with this, well impressed. Obviously this is the end of the line and there is no Streets of Rage 3, but you know what? A high notes to go out on, to be sure. See, the weapons are useless, he says, and he's picking it up again. Oh, glitching. By all means let me know if that's an emulation thing. I'd be very surprised if Super Console X couldn't run my Master System game perfectly, but you know, oh, we don't know these things. But there we go. Quick and very poor gameplay. Streets of Rage 2 on SEGA Master System. Not more of the same. A push up faster, which is very much appreciated, because it didn't render the first game unplayable by any means. But yeah, this burst of speed suits it well. Far more responsive. Graphically, it's better. Yeah, it looks and plays like Streets of Rage 2. But on a Master System. Looks like an airplane without wings. Yeah. I'll shut up now, but I'm impressed. But as always, I'd love to know what you think, especially if you had this back in the day. I mean, if it was 93, we're 18 months off Sega Saturn time, aren't we? I mean, obviously Brazil was still rocking the Master System to a massive level, but yeah. So, did you have it back in the day? Were you forced to play this instead of Streets of Rage 2 on the Mega Drive? Or have you played it since and you're quite surprised at how good a port it is? But always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.